let's shift gears real quick and talk about Ezra Miller. So last week, Ezra Miller, who played the Flash in that one Justice League movie that was really, really bad, was caught on camera choking a girl out and throwing her to the ground with his hands on her neck at what looked like a casual meet and greet. Now, normally I would like to make a joke here, but this is a man assaulting a woman, which is absolutely no laughing matter. But before he grabs her, she's like walking up to him like all tough, like pretending to walk up on him, which in hindsight is probably never a good idea to do with any person ever. But the girl, who looked maybe 18 and has one of the least threatening faces I've ever seen, was clearly kidding, clearly not going to punch out Ezra Miller, and was clearly not a threat. So he puts his hands on her, grabs her by the neck, and throws her to the ground. Naturally. To put this in perspective, a few years back, a random guy sucker punched Stephen Amell in the face, completely out of the blue, because the guy, and I quote, wanted to fight the Green Arrow. Stephen Amell did nothing. When the man asked why he didn't fight him, he replied, because I'm an adult. DC and Warner Brothers were about to start filming the new Flash movie for its 2022 release before the current pandemic. So if you're Jeff Johns, and for those of you who don't know, Jeff Johns is basically the man in charge of all of DC and everything DC makes, what do? Matt, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so first, I don't think it was a meet and greet. I think she approached him in the street.
He was at a bar.
That's even worse.
He was at a bar. Yeah. So here's the thing. Since we saw that video, I haven't seen anything about it. I don't know, like, Ezra hasn't said anything. Warner Brothers, DC, we haven't found out who this girl is. There's been talks that she said, hey, make it look like we're fighting. So I don't know what the whole story is as far as
I thought it was fake at first.
And people are still saying it is. I'm not going to go either way till I know for sure that this girl says, hey, yeah, he was doing a bit with me, or if she's like, yeah, no, he straight up like choked me out. Either way, it's a little bit weird, and you don't want your faces to do that. Something that that DC doesn't do, but probably should do, and follow Marvel's footsteps in, is when they hire their actors, they're hiring spokespeople.
Yes, exactly.
And these are people who are going to represent your brand. These are people who know that they're expected to do every circuit when it comes to promo. They're supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be likable. They're supposed to be on Kimmel and playing games and being fun and charismatic. Yeah, exactly. So DC has to look at this and understand that this is a bad look at their brand. I mean, they're recasting everyone else anyway, so I think at this point, it's like, who cares? Just kick him out. I liked Ezra Miller, and if this is real, I'm upset to see him go. I know you didn't like him.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. But you also have to remember, my idea of Barry Allen is and will always be Grant Gustin.
Yeah, of course. And
even though he looks nothing like the Barry Allen in the comic books, he was supposed to be a little bit more probably looks like Stephen Amell, but a little bit more nerdy. But with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Huh? And blonde.
And blonde, yeah.
So, but even if you look at Marvel, you're right. Marvel hires their actors to be spokespeople, and traditionally the actors they hire have a very, very clean-cut image. Robert Downey Jr. might be the exception, but that all happened before he was Iron Man.
Yeah, he cleaned himself up for that whole
Robert
role.
Downey
And he's
Jr.
been
That thing went around maybe 99, 01, 02. He was hired as Iron Man in 08. Robert Downey Jr. was a very new person. They hire clean-cut people. Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Tom Holland, Sebastian
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Huh?
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Don Cheadle. You know what I mean? These are all very, and even Jeremy Renner's been in some hot water.
They do have ScarJo, though.
Killed that down right quick. Greenblatt, what was that?
They do have ScarJo, though, and she's been a bit iffy in the news like last couple of years.
Yeah, that's not her fault. That's people having an issue with her career.
No,
she's not going out and doing dumb things.
No, but it's things she's saying about like people who like Woody Allen and other people like that.
I think there's a distinction between someone who has an opinion on someone and someone who's choking people.
Yeah, no, I know, but I also had some more things to add to the Ezra thing.
And
there's another franchise you're not talking about, like that's Warner Brothers owned.
Who?
the new Harry Potter franchise. He's essentially like the face of that. He's who they've built the last 2 movies on, the new movies. He's like,
True.
spoilers, he's Dumbledore's brother. Like Dumbledore had another brother that they revealed at the end of the last Wizarding World movie, but that's set as a prequel that has to do with Grindelwald, and he's revealed to be Dumbledore's brother, which I'm still not okay with. But I'm also a very big Harry Potter fan, but Ezra Miller has become one of the faces of this new franchise that they've been building. He's what the story is centered around.
But you also have to realize DC swung and missed, and they've admitted that they swung and missed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they got rid of Ben Affleck as Bat. Now, whether or not they got rid of Ben Affleck or Ben Affleck got rid of them is a different question. But they split with Ben Affleck real quick right after he just happened to go to rehab and cheat on his wife. Even Henry Cavill got more of a bad boy image and he left, except I think Henry Cavill was a good Superman, but that's just...
He didn't want to leave. He still wants to be... He said he still wants to do
Yeah,
Superman.
it doesn't make sense. This company, Warner Brothers making DC Comics movies is not well owned and not well managed at all.
Yeah.
And so, Sean, I'd like to get your opinion on this because you haven't really chimed in much. Would you be open if you're Jeff Johns and if you're one of the executive producers of Warner Brothers, would you just kill the movie altogether, which I've heard is a rumor, or do you just recast them? Because they're already recasting Batman, they already recast Superman potentially, but you look at this company and they're clearly okay with recasting these characters. Ben Affleck's out as Batman, Robert Pattinson's in. It seems like Henry Cavill's out as Superman, which he doesn't want, but it seems like Warner Brothers wants, and they're going to go in a new direction. They have Jason Momoa as Aquaman, who seems like he's going to be sticking around. Gal Gadot's got a new Wonder Woman movie coming out, what was supposed to be this year. I know they moved it. I don't remember.
Like November, I think.
Huh?
I think it's November now. I'm not sure,
that
though.
That makes sense. That sounds right. Which I'm looking forward to. Personally, I think and I think everybody thinks Wonder Woman's first movie was the best DCEU movie so far.
They did a good job with it.
And 2 looks incredible.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal is
I know! Oh! I mean, I also have a man crush on Pedro Pascal, so...
Yeah, huge Pedro Pascal fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It just...
Died a brutal death in Game of Thrones, though.
But the point is, I don't think you need to cancel the movie because your lead does something bad. You can recast them. The crew, the writers, the directors, the people who play Iris, the people who play the police, the people who play Thawne didn't do anything wrong. Matt, what's up?
So the only issue with recasting is I think they were okay with recasting because, like, essentially we were getting Flashpoint, which is going to be the whole reason why, why out of nowhere Batman is
Ben
20.
Affleck's gone, Robert Pattinson's in.
Yeah, so
I
Batman's 20 years younger, and no, it was going to be part of it.
Was
and
it?
that's
I thought it was just the standalone thing that Matt Reeves
I
was
think it's
doing.
supposed to be both.
yeah. Either way,
Okay.
He's
so
supposed to be a standalone trilogy.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Either way,
Like a Dark Knight style. Okay.
either way, that could have been like the excuse for the whole recast. Now it's going to be a little bit harder to come up with a reason for the recast.
I believe
Yeah,
Ezra was heavily involved in the script, wasn't he?
I don't know about that.
I remember because like he was fighting for the Flash movie for a lot. He even came up with his own script that I think they were going to use. I think I remember seeing that. Like
I don't
a couple
remember
months
that.
ago.
I don't remember hearing that, but you definitely could be right. I don't know. I'm obviously a huge Flash fan. I have more Flash comic books than any other comic books. I have more Flash memorabilia than I have actually Batman. But regardless, we're talking about one of my favorite characters here. Do I really want him represented by by a guy who chokes women and throws them down? Probably not. But I don't know. I think a simple recast is all you have to do. You don't have to kill the whole movie. Yeah. You don't have to explain why it makes sense that all of a sudden Ezra Miller's out and some other guy's in.
Can I cut you off for a second?
Please do.
Have you seen the popular fan recast?
No, I haven't.
So they're talking about Alex Summers. He played Havoc in
Right.
Days of Future Past.
It's Lucas Till.
Lucas Tell, he plays
Oh.
Alex Summers.
Summers.
Alex Summers
is
is the guy,
Havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind. But they're talking about him, and the
I would
concept art looks
love
pretty
that.
cool. It looks really cool.
Dude, I would do that in a heartbeat.
I did find the multiple articles March 2019. Ezra Miller, like he was like they were on the roll, like on the the precipice of canceling it altogether. But he wrote a darker script to keep the character, and apparently him and who is it? I'm trying to find it, but like Hollywood Reporter did a thing about it. Collider did a thing about it March
But
of last year.
Flash isn't supposed to be a dark script.
That's what.
No, but I'm explaining.
I know what you're trying to say, but this is what's happening. This is what the script that they have.
And that's probably why it's taken so long.
Him and Grant Morrison Ezra Miller and Grant Morrison they're the one they teamed up to write the thing.
And Grant Morrison, I've read Grant Morrison's run on the Flash in what I think is the early 90s, might be the late 80s. It was the Wally Flash right after Crisis. Or not right after Crisis, I think a couple issues after Crisis. But regardless, the Flash isn't supposed to be a dark character. That was the problem with Man of Steel. Man of Steel, for me, was too dark, too bland, and too much gray and white in the picture.
Also very, very long.
And very, very long, yes. It wasn't a happy movie.
No.
Superman's supposed to be a happy movie. Flash is supposed to be a happy movie. Even if you look at the Flash show, and they used to have it, I think it was this year, honestly, where the Flash was on at 8 and then Arrow's on at 9, and it was like light on, light off. It was two totally different things.